7 years ago, Tim Cook and Steve Jobs had a conversation about the future of television. And Tim Cook bragged about it shortly after Steve's death and then shut up about it. And in 2011, Apple made a patent on a phone with a 3D sensor that would do augmented reality. And in 2011, I interviewed the CTO of Metaio, who, on my video, basically lays out what's coming. It's his dream to build a device like what we were just talking about, and that's on my face. And on, right? 4 years ago, I saw PrimeSense's founder at CES, and he showed me a sensor 3 feet off of a table, and it could tell how hard I was pressing on the table, amongst other things. We're going to get an Apple this year, and people who question that aren't thinking rationally and don't know Apple very well. Apple's new headquarters is opening this year. It's going to be the first press conference in their new billion-dollar headquarters. Tim Cook has one shot to use that new building to launch a variety of products. It's also the 10th anniversary of the iPhone. So I believe this year is Apple's big bang for our industry. Is it going to be any good? I have no idea. But my bar, my expectation level is I'm going to be blown away. And so are you. If it's anything less than that, Tim Cook is going to be in trouble because we all believe that Tim Cook can't innovate and can't fill Steve Jobs' shoes. But I believe he's going to exceed those expectations with a sensor that has 600 engineers in Tel Aviv working on it right now. And anybody who knows how much engineering work, another little company called Yauza came and visited me 2 weeks ago out of Tel Aviv. They have 16 engineers. And they take a 3D image of the room and start separating everything into its little components. Like that roll of tape is on a chair that's on the floor. All of those would be separate objects. And then it starts doing AI lookups to each of those, trying to find CAD files of the chair so that it can pull down a real CAD file on top of that chair instead of having to do visual, do imperfect lookups, right? The more smooth it can be, the better performance it'll be. There's a lot of unknown questions. I have no idea how good Apple's AI is. I have no idea how good their 3D map is, because we're going to need a 3D map of this world. This Hololens, and I'll take this off so I can see you guys a little bit better. This HoloLens, right, it maps out this room, but it forgets this room pretty quickly on many of the games. And it certainly doesn't have a way to walk into a room that somebody just sensed over there and have it recognize where it is. It just isn't that smart yet. We don't have eye sensors. iFluence and went to Google, and iTribe went to Facebook just recently. So the companies are buying up technologies that are going to be pieces of our consumers' products in the future. So I think that's where I just wanted to let you know what I know, what I saw at CES. I went to the optics guys last week at CES and looked at Loomis. And Loomis and I don't know if I want to. Somebody in the next few months is going to announce a 4-ounce pair of glasses with the Loomis optics, which are as thin as the Snapchat glasses. The problem is the optics on the small size give a very narrow viewing angle, sort of like this HoloLens does. But if you are willing to put up with big size optics, you get 55-degree viewing angles and pretty cool optics. And that's at Loomis, which got $30 million. Carl Zeiss, who's the #1 optics manufacturer in the world, is working with Apple. Apple forced them to pull all their optics off the floor at CES, right? And they admitted it to me. They won't admit it to anybody else because nobody else knew the question to ask. Which is, where's the optics? Last year they showed them. This year they didn't. I mean, come on. And I knew the answer already because I have sources who told me that Apple and Carl Zeiss are working on a pair of glasses. The fact that they pulled them off of the show floor this year tells me they're coming this year because Apple wouldn't do that if they're coming in 5 years, right? Who would mess up? Who would agree to that kind of business pressure if your products aren't going to come to market for 5 years? So that's the Big Bang. I think everything is going to reconfigure around the Big Bang. It's going to be like IBM PC announcing in this world that we're coming into the market. And It might not be the best thing. It might not be what we all are dreaming about every night, thinking about this new world. But it is going to be a big bang, and it's going to bring a bunch of new products. Because if you think about the future of television, it's going to be pretty cool. Why would I watch even this screen, right? That's a pretty big screen. But why can't I just grab the image off here and make it bigger and put it where I want it to be, right? And that will happen when we get these glasses soon. So in my book, Fourth Transformation, I just finished a book with Shel Israel on augmented reality. We cover a bunch of different areas where this stuff could be really useful. Education, sporting, shopping malls. All of these companies are starting to spend money, small amounts of money today, because they don't know really how big this market is. We're just starting to get the analysis that you just saw 5 minutes ago. And the brands are starting to get in there. I just talked to Boeing. They have hundreds of Hololenses, for instance, and they're doing a variety of projects on training people how to fix jet engines, to doing stress analysis on planes and other things, to making systems for battlefields so that people can use glasses like this and see the battlefield laid right on top of the battlefield. And they're not alone. I visited Saab in Australia doing the same kind of thing, and so forth. It's going to be a fun year, and it's a big honor to be in front of this audience who is building it. And I can't wait to see what comes out of this industry. That's what I was. They wanted me to come out here and tell me what I knew from the Apple side of the world and where I think this world is going. And you guys all know where it's going. It's a mind-blowing world that's coming at us. It's the best education technology the humans have ever invented. It's going to change how we walk into a shopping mall. Hey, Siri, where's the jeans in the shopping mall? A blue line will take me right to the shopping mall. Hotels are about to change radically, right? We're going to get a hotel that's going to be like Disneyland someday, right, when you walk in. Cars, I've been spending a lot of time with Mercedes and others. You're going to wear glasses like this while driving. It's going to augment the car. It's going to show you the radar signatures from the LiDARs that are on the new cars that are coming up. Plus, it's going to make buying a car different. It's going to make looking at a car different, right? Makeup is changing. Sephora is building augmented reality makeup, and I think they're really showing our industry how brands are going to handle this stuff. The makeup, if you try a pink lipstick on your face, by the way, let's go back to Sephora. Sephora has an iPhone app today that does augmented reality on your face. You can put pink lipstick on and see it live on your phone. The lipstick is color matched to the physical product. So if you buy the physical product, it looks exactly like the augmented reality product does. That's really key, and I believe every company is going to have a physical component to it and a virtual component to it sometime soon, like within the next 3 to 5 years. Back to the analysis. I don't know when this is going to go completely nuts mainstream. Apple's going to give us a phone for sure. I have 5 sources saying it's a clear piece of glass or something that looks like a piece of glass with a 3D sensor on it that's going to show a Pokemon over there in the aisle. I assume the glasses are going to need the phone in the pocket. That's the way my sources say that they're working on. They're trying to make a lightweight pair of glasses that has very little compute. The source that I have says there's not even a camera on it. There's just the 3D sensor. And they've even moved the motion tracking into the headphones. If you notice, the AirPods have motion trackers in them. So think about a lightweight pair of glasses that doesn't even have a motion tracker in it. It requires you to use the wireless headphones along with the glasses to get this kind of thing. So I'm starting to key in on headphones and the audio revolution that's also happening. By the way, we could have a whole session just on audio. Companies like Doppler Labs are doing things with putting processing in the earphones that it's mind-blowing. I have a pair of headphones I can't show you yet, but they have 6 microphones on them to do all sorts of crazy stuff that plugs into your iPhone and uses your iPhone to augment the audio that it's collecting on your behalf. Other than that, thank you very much. It's going to be a great day. Thank you.